Hotep, I am the Amen Osiris, the one and only undisputed God of law. We are www.deceptionstoppers.com, America's only child support education service. I'm not a lawyer. This is not a law firm. We do not advocate that you don't support your human offspring. We simply advocate that you made them in private, all right, and exercise your right to privacy and raise them in private. Today, what I'm going to teach you, and I've done a little bit of dissertation on this, but I'm going to teach you that Title 4D is nothing but a franchise. And if you do your research, and of course, do not take my word for it, confirm everything that I'm giving you to be true. You can use this when it is time to go deal with these people. Okay. Again, folks, and I'm going to give you a fair warning. Okay. Right now, the Title 4D, it is a franchise. When you go to these 4D hearings, all right, and those of you who have tried it, all right, you go there to fight for your rights or bring up information. They're going to tell you we're not here for that. All right, we're here to collect money out of your behind is what we're here for. All right, so you're going to have to file an action against the child support agency. Okay, how you go about doing it is your business. You can file a criminal complaint for fraud. There's many things you can do, but let's get on to this. Okay, so this is proof that Title 4D is a franchise. All right, and I'm going to be quick. Okay, quoting the Child Support Enforcement Manual, Section 8, page 5. 42 USC 652A requires the National Child Support Program to be administered by a separate organizational unit. Okay, look up the word separate, people. It means apart and by itself. So the Federal Office of Child Support Enforcement is separate. Okay, now they say it's under the United States Department of Health and Human Service, but it is not part of it. It is separate. Okay, so look at the word national, pertaining or relating to a nation as a whole, commonly applied in American law to institutions, laws, or affairs of what? The United States or its government, as opposed to those of the several states. Now, we have a problem with that. 28 USC 3002 clearly proves that the United States is a federal corporation. It is not a government. Okay, so let's look at the definition of what a franchise is. Franchise, a special privilege conferred by government on an individual or corporation and which does not belong to citizens of country generally of common right. Okay, in England, it is defined as to be a royal privilege in the hands of a subject, and I like that. So Title 4D is a royal privilege. Okay, and it's a privilege in the hands of a subject. Okay, who is the subject? The state. All right, the single and separate division of child support services. Now let's look at what a franchisor is. A company that grants the license to a third party for the conducting of a business under the franchisor's marks. The franchisor owns the overall right and trademark of the company and allows its franchisees to use these rights and trademarks to do business. Okay, so the franchisor in child support is the Federal Office of Child Support. The trade name is Child Support Enforcement. They own it. Okay. Now, franchisee, an individual or a company that holds a franchise for the sale of goods or the operation of a service. Child support services. Okay. What is the trade name? Okay. Trade name is child support services, acquired by adoption and user, and belongs to one who first used them and gave them value. Okay. Now, here's the funny part. Check this out. And here's how you can prove what your claim is. So we got child support service is the trade name, trademark name. Now, check this out. Remember, they're using this and giving it value. 31 USC 6305. Using contracts, an executive agency, not judicial, shall use contracts as the legal instrument reflecting a relationship between the United States government, which is not, let's just take this out, all right, and a state, a local government, or other recipient. When the principal purpose of the relationship is to what? Transfer a thing of value to the state and local government. So by allowing the state to use the franchise name, the trademark name, child support, that is the value that they're talking about in the definition. It belongs to one who first used them and gave them value. Now what they did is under this contract, this is the contract that created the partnership between the federal government, excuse me, the federal corporation and the states. All right, and that contract was to transfer a thing of value. All right, so that's the trade name. The trade name is a thing of value. Child support enforcement. Okay, now moving right along. Now you notice that the child support is in the executive branch. The United States Department of Health and Human Services is in the executive branch. Okay, if you go to 31 USC subsection 102, executive agency means a department, agency, or instrumentality in the executive branch of what? The United States. What is the United States? It is a corporation. Okay, 28 USC 3002-15A. It is a corporation. So the United States Department of Health and Human Services is a corporation. The child support enforcement, all right, franchise name is a corporation. This is the franchisor. This is who the state answers to. Okay. Now, scroll down here. So that's an executive agency of the United States, which is a corporation. Now, remember, folks, you have to open your mind a little bit. Do not forget that there is no such thing as a state child support agency. Here's the website. Under the leadership of Commissioner Scott Leakin, we help child support agencies in states. Okay? OCSC does not provide services directly to families. No, they do not. That is what the single and separate units do in each state. Okay? We partner with the state. Okay, so they are in a partnership. So, what is a partnership? An association of two or more persons to carry on as co-owners of a business for profit. That's what a profit. That's what a partnership is. Okay, so and here's another statement. They took one of them off. All right, under it says we help child support agencies in states. Okay, there is no such thing as a state child support agency. It is a federal corporation operating in the state. Now, if you read Corpus Juris Secundum, which is some good reading, corporations, section 883, a federal corporation operating within a state is considered a domestic corporation rather than a foreign corporation. The United States government is a foreign corporation with respect to a state. And we're going to again take out government because that's not a government. It is a corporation. All right. So the United States is a foreign corporation. All right, they have nothing to do with the states, but the states actually work for them under that franchise. Okay, so down here, look, OCSC is the federal government agency that oversees the National Child Support Program. What does it mean to oversee? A superintendent or supervisor, a public officer whose duties involve general superintendence of routine affairs. All right. Now, to prove that the United States is a corporation, all you have to do is go directly to the Federal Manual of Child Support. All right. And we're going to go to, let me move this box, and we're almost done, page 43. Okay. Oh, gotta go up. And here it is. All right. A February 27, 1995 executive order established the executive branch of the what? Federal government. All right. I can't take it out of there because it's printed, including its civilian employees and uniformed service members as a model employer in promoting and facilitating the establishment and enforcement of child support. Here it is right here. All right. The executive order states that the federal government is the nation's largest single employer. Okay. Corporations have employees. All right. It's just that simple. And of course, you already know that child support only applies to federal employees. We've already proved that to you as well. All right. So this, gentleman, is very damaging to the child support agency when you're making your accusations. Now, it's not something that would help you in a 4D administrative hearing, but as far as when you decide to bring an action against child support, all right, this is solid evidence. All right, I'm the Amen Osiris. Today you've learned that the Title 4D is nothing but a franchise. So what that means is it's a private for-profit business. So when that judge, and one more, I'm sorry, let's do one more before I get out of here. All right, in other words, there must always be a contract whenever federal Title 4D funding is being provided to an entity that is providing Title 4D services. The contract sets forth the services to be provided. What do they provide? All right, paternity established, location. Well, actually, it's location, paternity establishment, enforcement, and all that other stuff. Just go right to their website. Those are services. Remember, services are offered. All right, you do not have to accept an offer for service. Okay, service to be provided. The reporting requirements for receiving funding and must contain a provision that the entity receiving 4D funding will comply with all federal laws and requirements as a condition for receiving federal funds. That is 45 CFR 303.107 Section C. All right, so whatever these judge impersonators, when they're ratifying these orders, they're not ratifying them for the state, they're ratifying them for a private corporation. They are indeed taking bribes. I'm the Amin Osiris, we're deceptionstoppers.com. Stop by if you want to use this information to add to your arsenal of weapons. I strongly suggest that you do so. Come by and join us, get yourself an education, and I will show you how to inflict maximum damage, all right, to these crooks. Okay, and I'm not talking physically, I'm talking with paper and with evidence. Okay, Hotep.